constant is change in college football, but over more than 150 years, there have been some things that you can count on. If you can run the football, you have a chance to win. And boy, do we have guys who can do that in this one. Welcome, everyone, to the home of the Fighting Irish, South Bend, Indiana, beneath the Golden Dome and Notre Dame Stadium. As we'll see the number 17 team in the country, the Miami Hurricanes, taking on last year's national champions, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. Notre Dame lining up to kick off and get this one started. He'll bring it out. It's Brown. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. So Miami's offense will have the first possession of the game. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. To the air, it's Dyer. Going for a big play right off the bat. Tosses it incomplete. Love seeing these early season top 25 matchups. You can get a really good feel of how good these teams are, guys.
And the intensity is going to be big too, David, because the players, you know, on these teams, they've been thinking about...
Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
What a start by this defense. That is exactly what you need, man. They've been a little bit hit or miss. They've been a little bit up and down. But to start the game on a high note, get the good mojo going, great start for this defense.
This offense has it with really good field position. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Makes the catch. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Notre Dame! When you're handed a break with unbelievable field position like that, you better finish the deal, and they did.
You saw the quarterback jog on the field. I think he gave a high five to every one of those players coming off that just put them in position to go score that touchdown. That QB knew this was a golden opportunity, and boy, he took advantage of it.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. That's exactly what you want to do when you have that type of field position. Strike quickly, and they did. One play, and they put it on the board. He'll bring it out. It's Brown. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out at the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. Finding themselves down 7-0. They'd love to get a drive going here. Back to throw, it's Dyer. Bringing the heat. Trying to make magic on the scramble.
Oh, he's going to remember that one for sure, man. He did a nice job getting outside the pocket, but at that point now, he's got to be on high alert. He knows this defense is going to be coming flying at him. He'll be doing a better job sliding or running out of bounds the next time that happens in this game. I guarantee you that.
The give to the tailback. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. The volley cheers going on high, and here comes the Thunder being shaken down on third down. Blasted as he lets it go. And they fail to hook up on third down. The Hurricanes decide to punt it away. First time we've seen their punt team tonight. His first one of the day gave that leg a workout 5 times in last week's victory. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Takes the handoff. It's Young. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Back to pass. Catch in the middle. It's Larson. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. Notre Dame now facing 3rd and inches. That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45. So they picked up that last first down on the ground, now with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield on first down. It's incomplete and maybe a little too aggressive from this senior trying to fit that one in there. So now it's 2nd and long. They'll move the tight end. They'll run it from the gun. They ripped off 7 on that one. Now a 3rd down and 3.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. Just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for it.
And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength shown there. Hoping to move the chains. Here comes Notre Dame on 4th. Quarterback may change this route. On 4th down, going to the air. Caught over the middle. It's Williams. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense.
That's an awesome effort by the receiver there because he didn't have the first down once he caught the pass. He had to be able to make a guy miss. And with his athleticism and skill, he's able to do that. And as a result, fresh set of downs for the offense.
Looking to throw, it's Van Buren. Got it! Perfectly thrown ball, nice catch, good tackle, but it's 1st and goal from the 5. On the doorstep of cashing it in for the offense. Wide receiver going in motion. Wants to go up top. Unleashes to the end zone. Touchdown, Fighting Irish. Fitted in the window for the score.
This offense is really dangerous because of the weapons they have on the perimeter of the field. And you're seeing they go to these guys early, and they try to give them opportunities in one-on-one situations and vertically down the field. 2 passing touchdowns now early for this offense.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it 14-0. They took it 64 yards right down the field. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? Fielded in the end zone, it's Brown. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. Leaves it with the back. Nice move there. He found a hole, got about 5. He's down at the 21. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Wants to go up top. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. Guys, we've come to the end of the quarter, and Notre Dame has the lead. And they jumped out to that edge early. As we wrap up the first, let's take a quick look at our game stats. This could be a pivotal moment in this game as we open the second period and they try to find a way to answer. This offense had a little extra time to think about it. Let's see what they have on 3rd down. They'll try to power their way ahead. He's not even going to make it back to the line of scrimmage as the defense gets big-time penetration. And the Canes send out the punt unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Fields the punt and tries to work it the other way. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. Here come the Irish back on offense. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Now the play fake. Makes the grab. And that completion good for a short game, but they still have some work to do to pick up the first down. Notre Dame comes to the line trying to convert on 3rd and short. Knocked down in the backfield, and that'll bring up 4th down. The punt team makes its way onto the field. They'll boot it away for the first time tonight. Nice job to make the fair catch at the 16. Make sure that ball didn't bounce into the coffin corner. Looking downfield, it's Dyer. Under fire. And he'll chuck that one away and save the down. Nobody was able to get open. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. From the gun to give, looking for room. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34. 1st and 10. Motion from the wide receiver. Off the play fake on 1st down. Trying to get rid of it. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to avoid the loss.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down mark. Out of the shotgun on 3rd down. Pass rush coming after the quarterback, and they get him at the 32.
And he gets home again, continuing his production. Last week, 2 sacks. This week, already a sack in the first half. This guy has been on a sack terror.
The Canes will line up to punt it away. They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. They've got some time to work with here, Jesse, and if they get a 1st down, they might really get aggressive.
I'd be aggressive right out of the gate. I'd be throwing for a 1st down. If I get it, then it's pedal to the metal. I'm in that 2-minute mode to try to score a touchdown or get a field.
But I do think this is a situation where you also have to understand that I have the lead going into the half. I've got the momentum, so don't do anything stupid here.
They get him on the ground late in the half. They have the 1st down at the 41. The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts. Makes the catch. It's Williams. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be 1st down. Scanning the field, it's Van Buren. It's complete to the right. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Hold offense.
They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. First thing you want to do if you're in a hole is stop digging. It's 1st and 20. On the ground, it's Young. Inside the 45. Snowed under by the defense. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock. The Irish come to the line facing 2nd and short. Back to throw, time running short in the half. Fired that thing out in a heartbeat, but it's incomplete.
Man, you know, you always look back in games at single plays that turn the tide. And with this defense now trailing by 2 possessions, if they could have just caught the ball and gotten that pick, that potentially changes everything in this game. That was a missed opportunity.
He goes out of bounds after picking up a few at the 35-yard line. Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. He can't find his man, and the clock stops with 6 seconds left. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half, maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. And here on second down, they'll send out the field goal unit to try to get 3 before the break. He'll need to put some leg in this one, a 52-yard attempt, and just the right finesse to get it in from the right. And he had just enough to will that one home. And that lead grows even bigger. So they get the late field goal right before the half, and not much time after this kickoff for an answer. Bringing it out. They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
And it should come as no surprise that we have ourselves a fun matchup in South Bend. And this offense has been the story through 2 quarters, extending this lead and really dominating almost every aspect of this game. We're talking lethal efficiency from the O-line right on down to the skill position guys. Although I'd argue those big uglies up front are skilled players in their own right. And with that, let's send it back to the home of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
And the Canes will kick it away to start the second half. And here's the return. And the returner will be knocked down. Here come the Irish back on offense. Making side adjustments here. Looking for a man. It's Van Buren. He put it out there for him, and the senior gave him a chance, but they couldn't make the connection. Backed up now, here's second and long. They're trying to slow that rush down with the draw. Good vision and determination there to find his way up to the 23. The Irish trying to keep this drive moving on 3rd and short. Looking to throw for it. Fires to the wideout. Oh, it's picked off. Not the second half start they'd hoped for. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
Man, what great discipline by this defense. They didn't sit on routes short. They take a shot down the field on 3rd and short. Questionable shot, probably. Nice job being disciplined and getting the interception.
Yeah, just because you have the shot play called on 3rd down.
Can't find a man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
Nice coverage on the back end. Great job. Nothing open right away. The QB holds the ball in the pocket, and the pass rush finally gets home. Sometimes it's the DBs doing great work. Sometimes it's the defensive lineman winning up front.
Out of the gun to give to the back. Using that running game to bludgeon forward. He's got 4 down to the 35. And the last thing they need is to squander this great field position facing a 3rd and long. He's going to let one fly down the middle. He's got it. They make the stop, but not before he sets them up with a 1st and goal from the 10. And the Hurricanes come to the line with a new set of downs. Got his man quickly. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami! Sometimes we ask coaches about halftime adjustments, and they go blah, 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 blah. And then sometimes they make some good ones.
Sometimes that blah, 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 blah actually works, but it's working now. But it might be too little too late, but at least you got the party started.
And with the extra point, they close to within 10, down 17. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Fellas, it's gone final in a huge top 25 showdown. Here's how it went down. LSU delivered the type of thrashing generally reserved for homecoming games in Baton Rouge. Thing is, this was a road victory, and a win like this is going to resonate throughout the SEC. A collision between ranked teams always impacts the big picture, fellas, and it appears that's the case again.
Picked off. What a play set him up. Good gain on the return, and this defense has set them up with a big play.
I tell you what, it puts you in a tough position when you're backed up inside your own 20 trying to come out. But when you're a defense and you can force a turnover and you already set your offense up in scoring position, they are going to be extremely happy, and that offensive coordinator is going to look extremely smart.
It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. They'll go to the ground. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. They'd love to pick up this third down and get a fresh set with first and goal. To the ground to try to move the chains. How about that defense getting back there? He'll lose a couple. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Facing this double-digit deficit here in the second half, almost a no-brainer to go for it on fourth down. He caught it. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be first and goal. New center downs right on the doorstep for this offense. We'll see if this offensive line is ready for the blitz. A first down run on the doorstep. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. After getting knocked back, it's second and goal from the 4. Trying to find the end zone. And he will score. The question now, will it count as we check out the laundry on the field? So the O-lineman got a little too far downfield. It wipes out the touchdown, and they'll back it up 5. Can the defense stop them again on second and goal? They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Some hard running there, but just too many defenders as he stopped for a loss. This defense was put in a difficult spot, but they've made it tough, and now the offense faces third and goal. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Canes! Quick strike through the air for the score. What a grab and what a quick strike for that offense.
And when I'm an offensive coordinator and I see a short field, I'm thinking attack, attack, attack. Go get that touchdown. Take advantage of what the defense gave you. Great job by the offensive coordinator.
He'll try to tack on one more. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. Out of the end zone. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. This drive will open from the 15. Running back searching for a hole. They shut it down quickly, but he gets 2 out to the 18. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Looking to throw, it's Duggar. And the incomplete pass taking a shot on second down, and they'll be left with a third down. Plenty of time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Pulls it in, it's Bettis. They'll move those chains, getting it out to the 29-yard line and trying to get this drive rolling. We've come to the end of the period, and Notre Dame has the lead. They've built a cushion, they've got a nice lead. Now the task is finish the deal as you take a look at the third quarter stats. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the fourth. Final stance of the game, and we'll start with the first down. They'll move the wide receiver. To the air on first down. Throws to the tight end. It's incomplete and maybe a little too aggressive from this senior trying to fit that one in there.
And there's an example of what happens when the quarterback doesn't have a chance to set his feet. The pressure just forced him to have to work off schedule a little bit. And I think because of that, he wasn't able to be as accurate as he wanted to be.
Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Notre Dame comes to the line trying to convert on 3rd and short. They'll try to get it through the air. Got a man, it's Benjamin. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense.
Well, this defense has given up some big plays in this game so far, but they've got a lot of talent on that side of the football. Someone has to step up here, make a play, get a stop, and put their team in a position to win.
And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. If they thought it would fool them to give it to the fullback, that was not the case.
Yeah, give this defense credit. They obviously watched a lot of film this week, and they knew there were a lot of different guys offensively that could touch the football, including the fullback, but he had no room to go there.
They'll make the stop about a yard short of the 1st down. Boy, if they don't convert this 4th down, there will be questions to be answered. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Wide receiver comes in motion. They're throwing for it on 4th down. Finds him out of backfield. And they knocked him down, but he got past the line to gain.
You know, you always talk about risk-reward. Gambling and going for it with the lead on 4th down right there, getting it, the reward could be winning the game. That was an unbelievable play. And how about this coaching staff putting their faith in their players to come up with the execution to make it happen?
Maybe this will breathe a little life into this offense, which has been flatlined in the 2nd. Fires toward the end zone. And they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big-time play. Defense has to be frustrated. The offense keeps matriculating and matriculating and matriculating the ball down the field. Rushes on him. Finds his tight end. That's a really good tackle there, giving up some size and still making the play. The Irish trying to keep this drive moving on 3rd and short. Give to the big fullback. They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense. So here we are on 4th down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. The field goal is no good. Guys, a missed opportunity there. The lead is still 3. This drive will get underway from just inside the 35 at their own 34. And the pressure will get there. The sack. Down he goes in the waiting moments. That could be a costly play. Now facing 2nd and long after the defense came up with that sack. To the air, it's Dyer. Here comes the heat. Defense scoops it up, and he's headed the other way. The defense making the play to drive in the dagger with that fumble recovery, and they should be able to run out the clock. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. And they come out with a field goal lead. Defense just got to stop now to capitalize, David.
Yeah, keep the momentum going, right? Defense did a great job. They held serve, got you the football back, Jesse. Let's go get some points.
And I'm curious to see how they're going to do this. Are they going to be aggressive after the defense got the stop and take a shot, or are they going to try to be more conservative here and bleed the clock?
Notre Dame facing a 3rd and long, trying to keep this drive alive.
And that's exactly what I want from my offense. Like, listen, they're out of timeouts. I want this clock to tick. Now we have...
There he goes! He rolls all the way down to the 5-yard line before they finally get him stopped.
As the best run we've seen from this guy all night tonight. Doing a really nice job, and he's getting better as the game goes on right now. So if I'm on offense, as this game progresses, I'd keep giving him the football because he's wearing this defense down.
He pushes his way down to the floor as they get closer and closer. 2nd and goal for the offense. This is a design run. Touchdown! And they take it in for 6 more points.
Well, they get the touchdown when they needed it most. That score now makes it a 2-possession game. And guys, with just seconds to go on the game clock, this thing is all but over.
Two-point conversion attempt is on the way.
Dip 3 soda. Come on, set.
Trying to surge it in. Into the end zone he goes. Two-point conversion is good, and the lead stands at 11. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. Coming out with it, it's Brown. And the returner will be dragged down. Opening play of this drive comes from the 11. Looking to pass. It's Dyer. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to find another play.
The quarterback off target on that one. And in this 2-minute situation, you've got to be able to call and run passing plays that you feel like you can run in your sleep.
They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. And down he goes back at the 3. Timeout is called by the defense. 19 ticks remaining. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And the pressure gets to him again. Another sack. Clock is stopped. Timeout used by the defense. 14 seconds left. On 4th down, looking for the completion. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection.
And that just about does it. That about puts this thing to bed. The offense, listen, they had to go for it, but now defense, this is the situation where you say, I'm just going to eat clock, up by several possessions, eat clock, get out of here with a W.
They reeled off 6 straight to start the season, undefeated, bowl eligible, but when you have that kind of record, the possibilities seem limitless.
What a great way to start the season. The best way possible, right? Like 6-0, taking care of business, building momentum. This squad continues to climb up the ranks. They're getting better. They're getting more respect. 6-0 is the best start you could have, Palmer, but they're looking for more.
It's been really fun watching this team to get up to this point. So much talent. They've got great coaching, and I feel like they could keep that 0 in the loss column all season long if they keep playing the way they did today.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.